Guys, so clearly I am absent again. Sorry, but I'm actually pretty sick today. What I'd like to do is just go through the notes as if I were there, in lieu of asking me questions, ask each other questions. We'll address any questions you can't address yourselves when I get back. But we're gonna try to push forward with the notes and push forward with the homeworks and things like that. So anyway, I believe we left off here. If not, feel free to fast forward. Draw a normal distribution and use the empirical rule to answer each question. So the mean test score of the Unit 1 assessment was 82. So my mean here is 82. With a standard deviation of 4. So my sigma equals 4, which means I'm going to be going up and down by 4. So let's go ahead and get those numbers in there. That gives me 86. This gives me 90. And if I make a mistake, excuse me, I am not the best right at the moment. Keep going there. 74 and 70. Okay. So 95% of scores were between what two scores? So 95, if you remember, corresponds to 2 standard deviations. And so that would be here, right? 1, 2, and here, 1, 2. So this is the area that they're referring to. And that would be the scores of 74 and 90. All right, the mean age at a concert is 38 years old. I immediately stop, write that down. Standard deviation is 5.5. Stop, write that down. All right, so that gives me what? And excuse me if I mess up. 43.5. That's 48. That's 49. Add another 5. That's 54.5. Whew, probably going to do a little much worse with subtraction. That's going to give me what? 33. So it's 32.5. Subtract another 5. It's 27. Well, anyway, it doesn't matter because they only asked us for 32 and 43. That's 1 standard deviation, and that corresponds with 68% of the data, if you remember from the empirical rule. So that's my answer, 68%. The empirical rule helps us really understand the normal distribution better. It's kind of like a stepping stone. It is kind of a dull tool. However, it does give us an easy understanding quickly. Let's go ahead. It's worth our time to inspect this normal distribution and the empirical rule a bit further. I find it helpful to memorize or at least understand, be able to construct what these slices are as far as their percentage of the whole distribution. So what percent lies here if this much here is 68%? Well, since it's symmetrical about the center, that's half, 34% and 34%. Now let's inspect it further. Let's keep going. Remember, between these two bounds, 2 standard deviations, I'm going to end up having 95%. Right? But I've already used 68%, haven't I? So if I just want to know what these slices are, I'm going to need to do some subtraction. And that's easy. 95 minus 68 gives me 27. And I have not 1 piece, but 2 pieces. So I have to divide that by 2. Which is kind of cheating, I guess. So anyway, divide that by 2, that's what, 13.5%? All right. Now that we've got that, now let's turn our attention to the outside there. These slices. Okay. So we can fill in what we know. This is 34. Whoop. I don't know why it's all fancy now. Okay, yeah, I'm on crayon. And we know this is 13.5 and 13.5. What are these slices on the outskirts?